Welcome to Bridging the Gap with Applied Software. I'm your host, Todd Weyandt. This is the show where we bring you industry experts from the AEC and the manufacturing worlds to discuss trends, some tips and tricks, and we answer your questions right here. Please interact with us by liking or commenting on this video. We want to hear from you. So today we are talking with Brett Stacks. He's our new Director of Fabrication Services here at Applied Software, and we're very excited to have Brett on the team. He's an industry expert and strategist specializing in software and workflows used during the MEP construction process. So, welcome, Brett. Thanks for joining the show, and welcome to Applied Software.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
So I understand you have an extensive history in the MEP industry working for Autodesk and then at Trimble. Can you give us kind of a high-level overview of your background and history in MEP?
Yeah, certainly. So I started as a mechanical contractor in the Austin, Texas area. So through that experience, we started to move into BIM workflows and processes, and naturally that led to management roles at companies like TSI, QuickPen, Trimble, and Autodesk. So that experience has given me the opportunity to be very heavily involved with the strategies and roadmaps around the technologies that a lot of our contractors use today.
Gotcha, very nice. So what have you noticed are kind of the biggest trends going on in the MEP industry now?
Yeah, there's several, but I would say the largest trend that I see happening in our industry right now is the growth in design build contractors. At the very least, a lot of our contractors who are not design build are actually using the design models and carrying that into the constructive modeling phases of the project. So, we're starting to see a lot more people move into those types of processes so that they can utilize that design model instead of recreating the design intent for the purpose of construction.
Gotcha. Okay. What's been the biggest change that you've noticed that's been going on in the industry over the last few years?
Well, the trend we were just talking about has been the cause for a lot of our companies to move from AutoCAD into Revit. Revit allows that company to actually utilize that design model and transition into that construction phase.
Gotcha. What ways do you see fabrication as a whole kind of evolving over the next 5-10 years?
There's a couple different ways that may happen. There's probably the largest is generative design. So for a company to really improve what is currently a very manual process and utilizing different workflows in the BIM process itself is for the software to actually assist with that step. So generative design is going to allow us to work through several different evolutions of the construction model and find the best fit for that particular project.
Gotcha. What do firms need to start putting in place now in order to stay ahead of this curve?
I would say the biggest, because of that transition to design build workflows or design model utilization, is starting to accept and adapt to the Revit workflows. A lot of contractors are still in AutoCAD, unfortunately. And the easiest way for them to accept that is to, find an evangelist within the company who is willing to make that change. That's not necessarily always the most experienced person in the industry in that particular department, but finding an evangelist and working with consultants around your particular company's needs is important to that process, and it sets you up nicely for what we see coming.
So you kind of touched on this with finding the evangelist, but what are some of the kind of the first steps that people can start to take to, this process can be kind of overwhelming. So how can we kind of break that down and make it a little simple for them?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, working with a consultant. So companies like Applied actually have a large set of services and consultants available to work through that process. We've created some very unique processes around evaluating your company and making sure that we are applying the process in a way that's going to be most beneficial for your company.
Very nice. So how do MEP firms better leverage BIM and the technology associated with it? Kind of what are the big benefits of doing so?
Well, traditional workflows that are based on AutoCAD require you to take a little bit more of time to collaborate and coordinate on projects, whereas if you accept a workflow that requires a product like Revit, we're allowed to utilize features like work sharing, and work sharing improves that phase of the project. You get cross-team collaboration, it's more live, and it allows us to actually accept others into that process, such as subcontractors, and improve the overall process.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Brett. There was a lot of really great information here. And thanks to all who took the time to watch this interview. If you're interested in learning more about our products or services around fabrication, you can visit asti.com/fabrication. That link will be in the comments section of this video as well. And also, we are hosting the Fabrication User Group of the Year coming up in August in Austin, Texas, called MEP Force. If you'd like to learn more or register for the conference, the registration link will be in the comments section. It's also right above me as well right now. So until next time, I'm Todd Weyandt, thanking you for joining us on Bridging the Gap with Applied Software. Have a great day, everybody.